Well, good morning, Blenders. Good morning, Zach.
And
happy hump day to all of you.
Already?
Exactly. That's how I feel about this week.
It's good, though, right?
It is good.
It's always tough coming off of the holiday to get through, but we're progress.
I agree. And you know what I think is helping all of us get through these weeks, clipping along, is the World Cup. What a huge upset yesterday.
You know, I don't know how to relate to 7 goals. In a match like that, the way the Germans beat the Brazilians was unbelievable.
Yes. I mean, it almost seemed like it wasn't even a contest.
Didn't seem real. And remember, folks, that game in Brazil hosting the tournament, so the host country just, I mean, blown out of the water.
What do you think happened in that game?
I think that in a game of that pressure, that when the first goal was scored by the Germans, the Brazilians let down, and then the second goal happened, and then from there, it was kind of a watershed moment. And I would never accuse anybody of quitting, but about as close to it as you can.
Yeah.
I would say. Well.
And were they going in equally matched?
I think.
Or did the Germans have just a leg up on them?
I think the Brazilians would have been the favorite going in. Now remember, there was a couple injuries to the Brazilians, 2 of their best players down, so I think the Germans would have ended up the favorite, but I don't think anybody saw a 6-goal margin.
No, not a 6-goal. And like you said, that's almost unheard of, especially at the level that they're playing in the World Cup, to have 6 goals in one game.
Somebody equated it to 22 runs in baseball, which it's happened before, but it's so rare to get even over 10 is very uncommon. So yeah.
So Zach, give us a recap. Who's left?
Well, today, with the Germans winning, they've moved on. They're spot in the final. The Brazilians will play again on Saturday. They do a consolation. We don't do that in this country very often. If you lose, you're done.
Right.
In this tournament, that doesn't work that way. Today, Argentina and the Netherlands will play. Spot on the line. Same thing. Winner gets Germany. Loser gets Brazil. So.
Okay, and who do you think is going to be the matchup?
You know, the Dutch have played so well. They've struggled later on in the tournament. Best player in the world belongs to Argentina, so I'm going to take the Argentines.
Oh, because they've got the best player because of one player?
Well, if we're gonna break it down and have a deal breaker, he would be the one. Remember what I said earlier? No European team has ever won a World Cup on South American soil.
I know. So it is going to be exciting.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Something fun to watch. Well, what do you think of the fans?
When you look at soccer, and this has been something that's been true, it seems forever with soccer, they have fans that are
fanatics.
The passion is really, and people in this country will argue to a certain extent, but the passion, I believe, is really unmatched globally when it comes to soccer.
Well, speaking of fans, there's a little study that came out about how fanatic really fans are of the World Cup, and it's actually by Slingbox, which is actually a machine that you can put in your TV.
Right.
And then it calculates.
Right, and so it watches what you watch.
Yes, exactly. Perfect. It watches what you watch. And they are saying that World Cup soccer fans are 4 times more fanatic than NBA basketball fans.
Yeah, see, and I would agree with that, especially on the scale. You think about how many people are watching the NBA.
Right.
The NBA's become more of a global game, certainly, but nothing compares to soccer. There's just no global comparison to it.
Listen to this one. World Cup soccer fans are 11 times more fanatic than PGA golf fans.
And that shouldn't surprise you.
No, that does not surprise me.
I love golf, but I mean, do we get fanatical over golf?
No.
Not since Happy Gilmore, I don't think.
Right. And then World Cup soccer fans are 21 times more fanatic than NHL hockey fans. 21 times more.
Yeah, and that doesn't surprise me either. Again, just the scale of soccer, when you think about yesterday or today even, how many people are watching that game, literally the eyes of the world are upon Brazil today.
And I actually think in this World Cup right now has created more of like an American fan base. I know even just when I was home, my older sister had nothing to do with soccer, and we went out one night and she's rattling off all of these statistics and the game, and she's like, this is just phenomenal, and it's completely, this World Cup game has hooked so many people for life now.
I think so, and I think part of it, while we still may struggle with soccer, we want to be part of something, and it's not a stretch for us to be patriotic, and that really is what it boils down to when it comes to the World Cup, because it's again, you're supporting your country, you're representing your country, so I think that makes it a little bit easier. If it was pro soccer, if we were talking about the MLS, a little different, but because we can support the country, I think it makes it that much easier.
Right, and because we're competing on such a global forum, that's what makes it even that much more fun.
And it has been a ton of fun. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, it has. I will agree with that. Yeah. Well, we have to take a short break, but coming up on the Morning Blend, the summer heat and your pup paws are less than a match made in heaven.
Yep, plus we'll show you how to plan for a road trip to keep the kiddos calm in the back seat. That's coming up after this.